What's up, family? Oh my goodness. Whew. I'm here. It's a lot going on. I'm gonna just sip my little tea because apparently I need to. I feel like so much was going on. It brought me out of hiding, brought me out of my safe place and my refuge of comfort and not giving a fuck. But goddamn, I cannot seem to escape, and y'all can probably hear my voice. It's hoarse. My voice, I gargling up some stuff, eating some shit I ain't had no business eating. So it has me a little bit congested. So you guys, bear with me today with my voice. But I could not rest. I had to come on up out of hiding and talk about this. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. I hate to say I told you so. I hate to say I told you so. I really do. I don't want to be that person today, but I think you guys already know, based on what you've seen, you guys are aware of the Amber Geiger sentencing, the 10 years, all of that type of stuff. No, I'm not out of Facebook jail, by the way. I'll be out of Facebook jail October 11th, which is why I'm using my YouTube channel today. So thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys that do follow me on Instagram at Ancestral Arranged Match. And shout out to all of my womb sisters in the womb school. That sisterhood is full of black women that get it. We on code right now. We know about the bullshit. But I'm kind of infamously known as that girl that roasts Christians, right? And you kind of starting to see why. I mean, I've said a lot of this stuff to you when it comes to us and who we go to for strength and protection in the black community. You know what I mean? Like when shit starts hitting the fan, when it has, who do we usually go to? We don't go to the pastor pork chops nor the deacon dumplings. We don't go to them. And it's a reason for that. So I'm just so happy to say I told you so. But under such unfortunate circumstances, and I know you guys have seen your timelines just like I have, it just seems like it's open season on Christians right now. Like Christians cannot get a break. I'm just over here, just, sipping, enjoying it, enjoying the validation of not being the mean girl. You know, like I've been the mean girl talking about the delusional mindset. And this is not even something that's original thought. This is what our master teachers have been telling us. I just put it in a context and flip it, reverse it, and put it and package it in such a way that it's palatable to you. Now, I'm going to read something here because as we got to see the sickness displayed in our society, I mean, you almost feel like you can't believe your eyes when you see the bailiff stroking Amber Geiger's hair, a murderer, getting her hair together, and the judge coming out the stand hugging her. I know y'all saw all of it, right? But this is what I want to read because this is the first chapter of my book, An Intro to Breaking Soul Ties and Womb Cleansing. And this is why this book is for men and women. Okay. But these are the counter warfare tactics to return back to black love, how we get out of this shit. Because we're at war, by the way. So those of you that don't know that we're at war, you're probably late, but this is the context, okay? But I looked at all of these numbers and I can go number one, recognize we're at war. Number two, admit we have a problem. Number three, become knowledgeable about the system of white supremacy. Number four, stop keeping the secrets of white people. Even number six, the theory of non-participation, not participating in things that demean or shortchange black peoples. This include not spending our hard-earned dollars where we're not respected. I mean, I have a lot of counter warfare tactics. These are from the master teachers. I flip it, reverse it, put it in context for you. But number 8, it says maintain a psychological distance from white people. Maintain a psychological distance from white people. When you're at war, when your brother just got murdered, shot, killed, your mama got shot, killed, your baby got shot, killed, the time for kumbaya, that's not the time for kumbaya and to show people how you forgive them. All this forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. It's a sickness. And I've told you guys about this. I'm going to also go somewhere too on page 41. I said the American Negro has mental illnesses that haven't been diagnosed yet. It's safe to assume the majority of the black population have no idea who they truly are. They speak an alien language, live in a foreign land. They've been raped and castrated for generations. And for these reasons and other reasons, we're a very sick group of people. We got these pictures of conorrhea, crackatosis, and niggeritis. It's right here, page 41 in the book. That's a mental illness. When, look, the good Negro, you got the coon, you just want to, you're the good Negro, you always smiling and cheesing, just like they got this minstrel show. You got the crackatosis, white is right. And then you got niggeritis, you just so lazy, you want to eat, sleep, repeat, you don't care what you do. We are sick. As I said, it's safe to assume we, the majority of Black people, have no idea who we really are. We speak an alien language, live in a foreign land, have been raped and castrated. We also have an alien spirituality and an alien religion, an alien system. Alien. I'm going to go in chapter 2 because this is very real. Chapter 2 is called Cut from Source, Making an African Obedient. See, you can't make people choose you and stroke you and thank you when you're killing them unless you break them psychologically first. The first way they broke the African, as soon as they got over here on the boats, it was illegal for the African not to be Christianized within 8 days because he still held and maintained that connection to voodoo, to spirit, to what we did, what we practiced, which was our power. And I'm gonna tell you why that was so dangerous. But in Haiti, voodoo became a force that gave strength to sustain the slaves through their hardships and suffering. Between 1791 and 1804, a series of slave revolts inspired by voodoo practice culminated in the expelling of the French from Haiti. The colonists who survived fled to New Orleans, some accompanied by their French-speaking slaves who were voodoo practitioners. Okay? And so they knew they went from being proactive in their struggle for liberation to waiting on Jesus. They started relying heavily on the tools that helped them cope with torture of slavery. That's why, like, look, it said, during slavery and after, whites encouraged fear of both the Christian God and the Christian devil in their slaves to instill subservience. Too many slave rebellions during the early part of the U.S. slavery involved poisoning of captors through the use of roots, powders, tinctures, and other herbs, and untraceable poisons from nature. So the practice of what we now call hoodoo was outlawed. Hoodoo is the indigenous herbal healing and supernatural controlling spiritual folk tradition of the African American in the US. So when we were practicing our stuff and conjuring, we could make them drop to their feet dead. Why? That's why you got to take all of that away from them. It not only said one slave revolt, this is a series of slave revolts from the practice of voodoo. They said, hell no, this stuff is evil. So to this day, you think voodoo was evil, but baby, they needed to take your biggest weapon and replace it with the biggest tool to break you, to break you down, and to make you weak psychologically, which was Christianity. As long as you saw them, the white person is God, you would treat them as such. You ain't never seen no judge come off no stand to hug no murderer. The white woman is the most protected person in the US, in the planet, on this global US of A. That system to protect them, this is who you worship. He couldn't wait to get his hands wrapped around Amber Geiger. And you know what the father said? These coons, when you so Christianized, that's when I already started looking at you sideways. We shouldn't trust you. We know we can't trust you when you start talking that Jesus talk a lot. We know that you've been cut from source. You've been cut from your power. You see white people as God, the white man's ISIS coder, and so much so, this is not new. We've been getting the warrior breed out of us for centuries now. So now you got a completely broken Negro who don't even care if you kill their children. The father said, I hope one day, I just saw this. The father said, I hope one day we can be friends. That's not only a sickness, that says, I worship you. That's the delta position. You heard of alpha male? Okay, beta male? Well, that's the gamma, not the gamma, but that's the delta position. That's total submission. You a slave. You're in a slave prostrate position. That's all we have. Hollering about, oh Lord, Lord Jesus, bowing our heads, all of that humbleness. Honey, the Haitian Revolution was not won by forgiveness. I even heard a quote from Dick Cheney, of all people, and one of my dear friends told me this. Dick Cheney even said, hold on, I wrote the shit down. I don't want to mess it up. I'm definitely going to get this right. Woo! He said, during 9/11, and you know white people, they claim to be Christian too now. Now see, they Christian with power. Y'all have a different type of Christianity. Y'all, black people Christianity make y'all weak as hell. White people Christianity make them arrogant and powerful. But he said during 9/11, I'll forgive them, but we gonna see if Allah gonna save them now. As they commence to bomb the shit out of those sand niggers. He said, I'll forgive them, but we gonna see if Allah gonna save them now. See, I can forgive you, but I can still cut your head off. You know, there is still, you know, repayment in forgiveness too. We're just making things right. We're squaring things up. It's no love lost. This is business. It is an eye for an eye. See, that skewed part, that's not even human nature. What he said, I believe they simply had some money and dangled in front of them, and they bid that as being crumb shop and negotiated their house. We don't even know what you're talking about, you know. But right now, because a lot of people start getting very, very, no, we're talking about the system of white supremacy. Because I said that in the very beginning. Recognize we're at war. Admit we have a problem. Become knowledgeable about the system of white supremacy. People holler about liberal talk, democratic talk, political talk, this is why we need to vote. It ain't about none of that shit. Somebody got killed in cold blood. It's not new. There's no system to protect us. This sets a precedence for all black people where we can just be killed without impunity. This has been going on since Trayvon Martin, since Michael Brown, you know, since Walter Scott. Hell, I mean, Eric Garner. I can't even keep up. Philando Castile. We can't keep up. So anything other than the fact that that's going on, any chatter about anything else other than that, it's a distraction, and you're somebody that's scared. See, any talk other than being on code and what you need to do, that's scary talk. We don't have time for nothing else. Of course, they dangle money in front of them. It wasn't just that. It's because they're coons. It's because you worship a white Jesus. It's because of everything I'm talking about. You're not going to just package it and get what you think it is. No, honey, because you don't understand the whole thing. Is why are they coons? Why did they take the money? You got to think deeper than that. People got so much emotion and just want to flail like, oh, I think it's this, blah, 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 blah. And we all lawyers now and don't even understand the system that we're living in. We don't know the system that we're living in, but we got all these cooks in the kitchen. And as Dr. Neely Fuller said, if you do not understand the system of white supremacy and how it works, everything else you see will confuse you. Well, see, those of us that understand how the system of white supremacy works, we're not confused. We're not saying why. We're not saying, oh, Lord, this ain't fair. 80% of the black population is saying, oh, Lord, this ain't fair. And I've told you there are three types of black people. You have the brilliant, you have the basic, and you have the brain dead. Let me see if I can go to that real quick. Okay, let's see. Child, because it gets very deep. And we just have too much of this, to be honest with you. Like, a lot of us really think we know what we're talking about. And it's like, no, listen, this whole thing was built to keep you confused. It's the same thing over and over again. And as I said, I think there's about 5 to 10% of the brilliant, and the other 45, and other 45 is basic and brain dead, and they often intersect. So most of you are hollering about, well, it could be this, and it could be that, and this and that. It's the law, and they make up laws, honey. It's called I'm white and I say so. You can run a stop sign, black man, right now. You can be caught stealing $50. We've seen all types of draconian laws and crazy laws given to us for small offenses. And white people get a pat on the wrist, a slap on the wrist. A white lady killed her own baby, buried it in her backyard. I think she got probation. That was it. A black mother was caught putting her children in another school system that they didn't live so that they can have a better school system, right? I think they put her in jail for like 25 years or some crazy shit, just the maximum shit. But this white lady that killed a man in cold blood, she get to say I was sleepy, I would never, not that, just all types of crazy shit. That's the world we live in. And the only way to replace this system is to continue to do what we're doing, because whether you know it or not, a lot of us are getting on code. Sorry to say, this is a part of it. We're going to go through this part too. In order for us to rebuild a new black society, we're going to have to go through this. In order for us to really see who are the warriors, we got to get through all the ratchets. We got to get through all the people that's chatter, that's the weak. This is separating the weak from the okay, sorry about that, guys. But yes, I'm not going to stay in front of you guys long. I'll be back on Facebook on the 11th, but this is already laid out. And in order for us to really rise up, what are you going to do now that you see all of your... Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to have to really rush because this thing is shutting down a lot. But now that you see that most of black society is sick, it's time for us to cut the cancer. A part of being brilliant is to stop doing things that don't work for us. People that still serve and subscribe to ideologies that don't work, i.e. Christianity, they don't know their history. You on the losing team, and we're not going to apologize for that, because at this point we've been saying y'all are sick, y'all are goofy, y'all are slow, y'all are the ones, are the reason why we can't be liberated. I keep saying that. Y'all think I'm just personal, I'm attacking Christians. No, I'm not being personal. I'm not trying to attack Christians, but when we're killed, y'all go hugging murderers and shit. Tell me I want to be friends with you eventually, and I forgive you. If that ain't a sickness, I don't know what is. These are about the sickest, backwards people in black society. It is the cancer that was given to us when we got over here. They had to disconnect us from source, honey. Voodoo, we won in the Haitian Revolution because we were not practicing forgiveness. And with that, I'm out of here. Y'all follow me on Facebook. I'll be back October 11th, and I'm going to be doing those cooking classes. I've been working behind the scenes, getting my body right and all that good stuff. So thank you for your support. Email me at artcathy@gmail.com if you have any questions. I can't respond on Facebook right now until the 11th, but please follow me on Instagram, and I love you guys. Thank you for staying on code, being awake, because we the only ones that's going to get us out of this mess, okay? Talk to you soon.